Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Sipping with Sid. I'm here with UNF students Morgan Scott and Lauren Pignato. On today's episode, I'm having life talks with two college students. So what's something interesting going on in your life right now?
This is my first year in college. I'm a freshman, so it's all very new and exciting. I've never really been away from home like this. I'm from West Palm Beach, South Florida, so Jacksonville's pretty far. But, the seasons change up here, and that's pretty exciting. We usually just get palm fronds on the ground in South Florida. But I am also in Greek life, and that's pretty exciting. I know a lot of people are in Greek life, and I'm an Alpha Phi, and that's very exciting because I get to meet new people, and I'm, exploring the campus in different ways than just a student would.
I'm also in Greek life. I'm in Delta Gamma, and I've met a bunch of people that way and gotten involved on campus. And I've started doing a double major this semester. So I'm double majoring in communication studies and art history. So I've started getting to do my art history part, and I've really enjoyed taking those classes and learning about that major.
So what made you come to UNF?
For me, I'm from South Florida. I needed money to go to college because, broke. But so UNF offered me scholarships, which I was very grateful for. And I also just love the campus. A lot of people talk about with the whole college finding experience, like when you step on campus, you feel at home. That's kind of what I got from it. I love northern states. I had a house in Georgia, and I was just love being surrounded by the woods and all that, and colder air than South Florida and the humidity. So I definitely felt at home here. Yeah.
I'm also from South Florida, from West Palm Beach too, and I kind of wanted to get out of state, and this was as far away as I could get with not paying for out-of-state tuition, but it feeling like a different atmosphere and a different culture. So I decided to come to Jacksonville.
Is there anything you can't let go of, but you should?
I think for me, I have a really hard time of letting go past relationships or past experiences. I kind of just hold on to them and feel like I never move past them, and I know that I should, because sometimes your past just holds you back from your future, and you just have to appreciate those moments and those experiences you had, and then move on and let them help you in the future, but not hold you back from your future.
Yeah. In that same way, sort of, I have a hard time letting go of loss, people I've lost in my life. There's things you could have said, you should have said, things you should have done, or just in general, the thought that they're not there. It's a little cloud over your head.
If you were to die right now, would you have any regrets?
Death. I don't think so. No regrets, just kind of disappointed of what I didn't get to do yet, due to where I am. I would love to have a husband and kids and a house and experience a career, get married, have all that stuff. Not right now in my life, but in the future. So if I were to die right now, I'd be a little bit disappointed I didn't get to have that good stuff. But no, I don't think I have many regrets. I've kind of termed a lot of things, dealt with them.
Yeah, I don't think I'd regret anything either, because I think every decision you made you to where you are right now. So if I regretted something, then that could affect where I'd be right now, and I'm happy and content with where I am right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Going off of your answer, Lauren, what are your future goals in life?
Figuring out what I want to do with my life is a big one. I'm majoring in business management, but I have no idea what I want to do with it. And I'm sure a lot of college kids feel that way. Hopefully, I'm not alone. Just knowing where I fit in the business world and in the adult world, and what's the best fit for me and what I'll enjoy and what I'll prosper at. I'd like to have. I don't want wealthy would be nice, but just enough money to handle things properly, comfortably is the word. But yeah, I just want to know what job I need, where what I want. I'm slowly getting there.
I think for my future, I just want to do something that helps other people. I've just always really enjoyed giving back to the community and doing other things that just benefit other people, and so I just hope I get to do a career that has something to do with that.
Aww. What have you done?
Yeah, what's your most favorite or your favorite volunteer experience that you've done? Or have you done anything recently, giving back to the community?
The past 2 years, I've been able to go to Cuba and kind of just live there and really submerge myself into the culture and learn a lot about the people who live there and the community there and their life. And I get to go up for 10 days once a year and bring them all the supplies they need in that area that they can't get in the country, like clothes, medicine, just things that we take for granted here. And then I get to see how much that means to them. I get to see how that changes their life. I get to see how they live, figure out ways that we can help them better, just build more relationships with them. And that's really been something that's really inspired me in my everyday life and kind of just made me really want to do stuff like that for the rest of my life.
Were you scared to go to Cuba? Because that would I'm not one for doing that,
Yeah, that's very true.
It's very brave.
Yeah.
I was really scared at first because I got asked to go really last minute and none of my family went with me. It was just a group of older people, and I just said yes right away without thinking because I thought the more I thought about it, the more I would back out and move out. So I just said yes, and I ended up going. And then later I was being prepped to go because we're American and there's tension between Cubans and Americans, and I'm a young girl, and that's not necessarily the safest way to go. And they were just prepping me about money and going through the airport and not getting stopped, and they could take your bags and just not give them back to you and all this stuff. So I was really scared to go through the airport and get through all the government official stuff. But then once I was actually in the country with the people and the citizens, I felt totally safe and just really loved and appreciated, which made it easier to go back the next year.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I feel once you stick your toe in, you can do it more often. I don't know, the whole politics and stuff, I'm never up to date with that, so I would be what's going on? I don't even know.
It was really scary the first time I went, actually. I got stopped in the airport because I was a minor and I didn't have my family with me, so when I went through customs to get into the country, they thought that seemed really sketchy, so they actually stopped me and put me in a holding cell in the airport to come and question me. And I didn't speak any Spanish, and I still don't speak any Spanish. And they were only talking to me in Spanish, and it was 10 officials just yelling at me in Spanish. And I was really scared because I had no idea what was going on. And then finally a lady in my group figured out what was happening and told the officials that I was her nieta, which she thought meant niece, but it actually means granddaughter. So now, year after, every year I go now, the Cuban government, they believes that, she's my grandmother, so now every time we go through, we have to go through together because she is technically my grandmother to Cuba.
Dang.
That's an interesting story.
It was a really long, crazy experience.
Does your real grandma know you have a Cuban grandmother?
Yes. And I still call her my abuela now because she's technically my, I call her my Cuban grandmother now, even when we're back in the States because of that experience.
Aww.
Do you think you're living a meaningful life? I mean, it pretty much sounds like you are based on that story.
I like to think that the things that I do are meaningful or mean something to at least one person. I've kind of was always raised with that mentality that if you're doing something to help at least one person, then you are living a meaningful life because the ripple effect, that one person can go help someone else and then you're making a bigger impact. So I like to think that the way I live my life is a meaningful life, but of course I'd love to go and do something that would be really big and just help a large group of people and really make an impact for something, but I don't know what that would necessarily be yet.
Yeah, I agree. I try I was kind of raised with that mentality too, as long as you make one person smile, it's good. I try my best to do philanthropy like you do with trying to do outreach and work through the church and stuff, but I don't always do that as often as I should. So I try with humor. With the poor humor I have, I try to make people smile.
All right, well, that wraps up today's episode of Sipping with Sid. Make sure to tune in next time.